Greetings. My name is Professor Ousmane Ba, and I'm going to answer question number 1, 2, and 3. Question number 1 asks about my motivation to be a part of OCA's community. Every beginning is pregnant with opportunities for renewal and turning dreams into reality. OCA is a nascent university whose time has come. I have long dreamt about playing a role in the establishment of a tertiary education system, education establishment that would answer and minister to the needs of a youthful student clientele who would go on to impact sustainable development in the African continent. I'm eager and ready to be a part of this groundbreaking endeavor that has the potential to impact change and influence the direction of higher education in the African continent and Central Africa. OCA's graduates could go on to be crucial change agents that Africa needs in its overall recovery. This leads me to my second question, which asks about my contributions, academic contributions to OCA. These contributions could be many, but I'm going to just highlight 4. 1, to establish an international intellectual partnership with institutions of higher education in the United States, such as the HBCU, which is historically black colleges and universities, and the Caribbean, such as UWI, University of West Indies, and in Latin America, institutions of higher education in Latin America. I think this type of program of intellectual international exchange could kickstart and establish linkages with these universities that could be mutually beneficial. The second highlight would be to establish a peace education center, that would help instill peace skills and soft skills, as experts would say, to learners, teaching them values of diplomacy, values of tolerance, citizenship, and solidarity. The next highlight is to help create an African Studies program that could serve as a capacity building and leadership center that will promote and vulgarize Pan-African values and principles of the AU 1 million by 2021 initiative and the UNESCO Education Agenda of 2030 Goal 4. Last but not least, the 4th highlight has to do with the creation of a leadership and English club that would be extracurricular activities that students may be involved in. The last question, number 4, asks about the information that I have on Africa's education systems, particularly in Central Africa. Here again, I have highlighted about 5 points. 1, disconnect. There's a disconnect between supply and demand in the African education system, especially at the tertiary level, where most African education institutions fail to match instructional programs and skills development programs with workforce requirements, which hinders efforts at creating conducive environments for opportunities in employment and entrepreneurship. As we all see, AU's landmarks, benchmarks for Agenda 2063, and the Continental Education Strategy for Africa and Continental Strategy for the Technical Vocational Education Training. The provision of employment is critical and could significantly mitigate push factors, crime, and instability. Next highlight would have to do with the brain drain, and the brain drain affects the quality of education and the quality of the faculty teaching in African universities, and they are co-opted by European institutions. The answer to that is brain gain. Next highlight has to do with global competitiveness, which demands cutting-edge technology infrastructure in universities and to respond to the new demands and the digital future. More than ever, educational planners and government decision makers must go to work and understand that the only pathway to sustainable development lies in education. Again, as it is said, show me a country that is developed and I will show you a country whose educational system is functional and relevant. Conversely, show me a country that is underdeveloped and I will show you a country whose educational system is wanting and irresponsive. The last point has to do with access and gender equality. I think these are known to be hindrances to quality assurance in higher education across the African continent. Thank you.